Most of your fatigue is not physical, it's spiritual. You're dragging dead weight. Old people, old versions of yourself, old timelines you should have buried months ago. If your energy is low and your soul feels heavy, it's not burnout, it's backlog. Download the Unruly Blueprint and start cutting off ties like a man of law. All right, let's just get right into it. You're not tired, you're spiritually drained. You're spiritually drained. This is not something about your physical body. This is about your spiritual energy and where it's being leaked, like we spoke about in a different video. A man of law, if you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you're getting up on time, you're going to the gym, you're executing on the things that you need to for business, and you're leading your bloodline into the right direction, you're doing everything correctly physically. And as we spoke about before, if you're doing things physically correct, you're also doing them spiritually correct. But where you fuck up is because then you take that spiritual time that you have, maybe where you have 2-3 hours to yourself, you get bored, right? Because a man working in law can get bored very quickly because your life is a bit more dull without dopamine. And so you look for these places to escape. And so you end up spiritually dragging yourself through the mud with people that have expired in your time, who no longer fit the timeline that you're trying to get into, the timeline that you're in, right? Some of y'all are so entangled with people that you don't even know how to say goodbye to them. So that's point one. Fatigue is not physical, it's spiritual drag. And so a lot of you watch these videos, a lot of you are looking for things to implement into your daily life, and you realize that you've outgrown the people that you're around. You've outgrown your friends, some of your family, some of the people that you may introduce or have business with, your clients that you may have. You've outgrown the timeline that you're in, but you haven't yet gotten to the place where you need to be, which is the next timeline. But that next timeline is purged, has everything purged around you currently. And so you're too comfortable with allowing people that have expired in your current timeline that you're getting out of to keep you grounded in this space that you've already let go of. And so you have holes in your fucking timeline journey where you're trying to enter this, whatever it looks like for you. Like we said before, your goal for your life is your goal for your life, and you have to take steps to get there. But that also means you must switch identities, switch timelines, get rid of people that don't fit the mold from which you're trying to attain, right? So if you're up here and you're looking down and you're realizing, oh shit, like I'm so far away from where I used to be, but I'm still looking down at the people saying, fuck, I'm too far from them, I need to get closer. You're never gonna get your goal because you're still tethered. This is what we were talking about the other day. Release the tethering of your fucking soul to these people. Allow it to fizzle out. Allow the emotions to die. Allow the fucking emotional cord to sever, and so that you can be let go like a balloon into the new timeline. And on your way up, as it may feel boring, dull, there's nothing going on necessarily for you because you're going through the shedding phase, and the closer you get to your goal, the harder your life becomes because everything around you is trying to keep you away from opening that door. And most of y'all call it burnout, where you feel, oh shit, like I can't do this anymore. I don't feel like doing this. Oh, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. You're not fucking tired or exhausted. You're emotionally drained and dragged, and you're leaking your energy because of the people that you're trying to cling on to as you ascend. Point two, emotional fog is delayed death. If you're fogged in, you're cloudy, and you really can't see your goal anymore, that's not because it doesn't exist. That's not because you're still not on the pathway there. It's because you're holding on to things that you should have let go months ago. You can look at yourself right now in the mirror and already recall all the things that you should have let go of, that you've outgrown. And you can't say, oh, I don't know, I don't really know, I'm too confused, X, Y, Z. That's bullshit. If you look in the fucking mirror and you ask yourself a real question, what is holding me back currently that I have outgrown and am still trying to tether myself to? You will come up with a series of fucking things that you need to purge tonight, today. Write them down and go after it and get rid of them. Because the longer you hold it, the longer you delay getting to your goal, your mission, doing the things that will help others once you start to align yourself with who the fuck you are. The longer you wait, the quicker your death is coming. And this doesn't mean death in a literal sense. This means death in a spiritual sense. Your voice is going to be fucking it's gonna dissipate. It's gonna just implode in you, and that'll come out in different ways. You might be anxious, you might get stressed, you can have fucking physical issues with your body because stress has to go somewhere. And if you're holding it inside because you're delaying yourself and inevitably dying spiritually, your body's going to start to show you what you're not doing internally, which is letting go of the shit holding you back from getting to the goal that you so desire. This is not a game where you can play and just think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck around. Because if you fuck around, you will find out how the fucking laws of this world, in this realm, will work against you if you don't comply to what they're telling you to do. You all have a fucking mission that you need to execute on, but you're delaying it because you want comfort. The little pussy that you fucking right now, the little money that you're getting from the clients that you've outgrown, the fucking home state that you live in, get the fuck out of all of those things and watch your life transform, because you're allowing the fucking emotional fog to clutter your path upwards toward your goal because of your comfort, because of the things that soothe the pain of going through this boredom and the rituals and dealing with the laws of the universe every single day. It's a hard life, I get it, but suck it up. That's what you're a fucking male for. You must deal with these things now. You want offspring? Deal with it. You want a woman? Deal with it. If you want to lead people and other strong men, deal with the fucking pain, because everyone else doesn't give a fuck. No one's coming to save you. Deal with all of that shit now and stop delaying it, because you're just causing emotional fog. Your structure will crumble. I don't care how strong you are. The longer you hold on to the things that no longer serve you, the things that you have outgrown, the things that are emotionally pulling you down to the place that you're trying to get out of, the more and more you cause these hairline fractures in your structure, and the less stability you have in your life. Get rid of all of the shit that you know you should have got rid of months ago. Next point. Signs you're bleeding into old timelines. You're bleeding into old timelines. Don't confuse this spiritual talk. Don't confuse all of the things I'm saying with some mystic shit. This is real stuff that is happening in your life day to day. And if you don't get a full understanding of how this is killing you and how you are losing energy, your life force, and your ability to get what you want out of this life, you're going to lose. You need to live like a man of law today, not tomorrow. I understand it may be new to you. You might have never heard this sort of spiritual talk before, but you need to get it ingrained in your system, because it's very logical. And if you apply it, your life will change and you will start to ascend, but you will go through a period of destruction because your comforts must be burned. So I'm here to tell you, you are bleeding into your old timeline. So that shit that you've outgrown, you're bleeding into it. And that's your energy, you're losing energy in force, momentum, your ability to gravitate to the next timeline that you said you want to be in. You're losing your ability to get there because you're allowing these old timelines to still have connectivity to you. You're still answering phone calls that drain you, and you feel guilty of cutting people off that you've outgrown. Get over yourself. Like we said before, those emotions that come, they're just fucking messengers to show you and tell you something. They're supposed to give you an understanding of what you need to be doing and where you need to be going. So if you're allowing yourself to be delayed by your feelings of guilt of getting over people that were never meant to have you in the first place when you're at the top, get over it. It's a part of it. That feeling of, oh shit, yeah, this doesn't feel good. It's a part of it. It's going to build your structure. You're going to have emotional stability by feeling the pain of letting go of the things that are holding you back. I understand you have a connection with that girl. I understand you have connections with your homeboys. I understand that your family has given you a survival template to survive off of, and you now have to create your own understanding of how to live. I get the fucking pain. I've gone through it as well. However, when you start to allow yourself to feel the pain, let it go through the structure of law, like we said before, and produce the answer from which you then take and then go to the next level, you will be armored for every situation in the next timeline that you're jumping into. These are hurdles. Take it as tests. That's how I take it. Test. How much of these tests can I pass? By just doing what I know I should do. Not what feels right. Not what I think I should be doing, but what I know, what in my soul is telling me to do. What the fuck do I need to be doing to get to the next level? I don't question it. I don't say like, maybe. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I should hold on a little longer. Fuck that. Do what you need to do every single day, even when it is difficult emotionally. If you're a man of law, you're supposed to take your emotions and put them through the fucking structure and move as a man of law does, and get to the goals that you say you want and execute on the mission that you have in this lifetime. Stop delaying. And a lot of this isn't exhaustion, it's entanglement. And if you're still bleeding into old timelines that you've outgrown, grab the blueprint. It is going to show you everything you need to continue on your ascension towards where you want to be. It's a simple template. Like I said before, thoughts, emotions, actions, your reality. So if you're allowing your thoughts to ground you to things that you've outgrown, you're never gonna get to your goal because your thoughts are still grounded in the fucking lower level of life that you've just escaped. And you might be in the hallway. It gets kind of fuzzy there because you feel all this fucking pressure to produce, to create, to be the man that people used to know. I get it, but all of that is old timeline pressure. Beat that and you've beaten the test that most fail at. And then you can ascend. And then when you get there, it's like, oh shit, this is what it feels like. Yes, this is what it feels like, my boy. Next point, why isolation feels heaviest before breakthrough. Listen, before every breakthrough, you're going to have a multitude of tests back to back to back to back to back to back to back. You have to prove to the divine that you are allowed to go to the next timeline that you said you want to go to. And this is not about, oh, I'm going to speak and say I'm willing to do all these hard things. I'm willing to deal with my emotions. I'm willing to hold the structure and hold the line. This has nothing to do with what you say. It's about the actions that you commit after you say it. You think you can say, oh, I want to be here at this timeline. I can purge everybody around me. I can be strong in structure. I can live by the law. Yeah, okay, well then here are all your tests to prove yourself, bitch. Now what? This is not namaste. This is why I keep saying this namaste bullshit that y'all believe in. Going outside and meditating all day and being calm and peaceful doesn't get you anywhere unless you're executing. Those are rituals that help you, yes, but you have to then back them up with action, and aggressive action at that. You're a man of law. You're not a woman. The fuck? This is no pussy tail shit where you can just chill out and just create all the time and use your emotions to what the fuck are we talking about? Your structure, which requires you to act so that you can become. So your hardest times is in this isolation period. You have to deal with yourself. You gotta deal with yourself. You gotta deal with your emotions. You gotta deal with the pressures of life that are gonna come at you. And then the tests don't make it easier. Don't get it fucked up. When the tests come, you're in a fucked up place already because you're fucked up in your brain because you're isolated. So you're learning yourself, and realistically, you're relearning yourself. This isn't a time where you already know how you operate. No. How do you operate now when everything is stripped from you? When all you have is yourself? Can you still fend off the pressures of the test? Can you still fend off the incoming threats in the spiritual warfare? Can you still fend off the old timelines that want to keep you where you are? Can you still fend off those emotions of doubt when the material hasn't caught up to the spiritual? Because I, like we said before, yes, they're on top of each other, and yes, they mimic each other. However, there is a delay between spirit and flesh. And by right, it should be that way, because if you fuck up in the flesh and you get the immediate spiritual reaction, a lot of us would be dead, right? So when you're trying to ascend to the next timeline, expect a delay, and the delay can be shortened if you just follow what you know you should be doing. But a lot of you get stuck in the fucking isolation and feeling all these heavy emotions that end up delaying you longer. Which then means what? You're stuck in the fucking isolation longer than you're supposed to be, than if you just cut everything out that you know is holding you to the timeline that you're trying to escape. Escape your timeline clean, because to get to this new timeline, everything and everybody and all the emotions that you currently understand as your truth or your comforts that soothe you have to be purged. Because when you get to the top, You're going to have to meet people who are already there. This isn't like, oh, I'm going to stretch my hand out to try to bring people up. They are going to bring you down. Do not get it fucked up. They're going to drag your ass right back from where you crawled out of, and you're going to wonder why you're stuck. Stop. Take a second to hear yourself in the isolation, because your breakthrough is usually right there behind all of that heaviness. And all the heaviness is the feeling of cutting out everything that needs to cut out. And everything that's not being cut out is why you feel so heavy. Because life is beating your ass. Life will reward you. The divine does not fucking hold back once you prove to yourself that you are who you say you are. Because you can't go up to the top and get to the goals and the abundance that you want, and then have to prove yourself up there, because you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail 10 times harder. And usually if you fail 10 times harder, that includes some sort of physical injury, because more than likely you're gonna jump onto drugs because you can't handle the weight of your abundance that you're asking for. Like we said before, the weights of your abundance at your current state will crush you. So you have to go through a purge state where you're losing everything and being isolated so that you can create the armor. Those heavy emotions create the armor that will sustain you at the top. Because when you get to the top, there's going to be more hurdles, there's going to be more tribulation, there's going to be, the warfare never stops. The spiritual warfare that we talk about never stops. But you're better equipped now because you've already handled the heavy parts. Now it's simple of calling out what bullshit is, seeing the fucking betrayal coming, seeing the fucking loose ends, seeing where you can empty or where you're losing energy, where you're leaking energy. All of these things can be seen more easier now. But you have to go through the purging phase, which is in isolation with heaviness, and your breakthrough awaits you, but you have to do the action. Next point, promise you I'll get you out of here earlier than yesterday's video. Closure is the trap or emotional. This bitch here is going to kill you. Closure is the biggest fucking trap. I know a lot of, hey, if you've been in high school, if you've been in college, you understand that what closure is. You know what that comes with. You leaving her shorty, but you know you want a little piece before you let her go fully. You want to touch it one more time. The pussy did good, right? You fucked it nice. It felt good. So you know that she's still attached to you to a degree, right? You still have the access to her. So let me try one more time. Baby, can we get closure? Can we meet up and get some closure? And then the only thing you want to do in the closure is fuck, right? You want to get a last knock out of it before you set her free. So now reverse that onto your life. Currently, what the fuck do you think is happening when people reach out for closure, or your emotions are telling you, hey, go over there and go tell people why you've changed? It's trapping your ass to go right back to the old timeline that you're trying to run from. This is not the time for you to be skittish. This is not the time for you to question maybe. This is not to say, oh, I'm being too cold. Do you want what you say you want or not? Because that's how the divine looks at you. You said what you wanted. I'm giving you the test so that you prove to me that that's what you want. And really, you're proving it to yourself. And then once you prove it, okay, cool. You are who you say you are. Here are all your abundances, because now I know that you're strong enough to hold them. Those tests are meant to break your ass. But if you can withstand it, and you stay true to what you said you are, and you show no emotional flinching, and you don't start to get skittish, because that also matters. If your energy dips and starts to fluctuate, and you allow it to sway your positioning as a lawful man that you want to be, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And therefore, emotional men get trapped in closure because it's just a loop. You might end up back in a karmic loop. You might end up in a quantum loop. You might see yourself doing the same shit all over again and question why you're here still. Why am I still in this timeline that I just tried to get out of? It's because you didn't fully commit to it. And there's emotional traps that are usually centered around closure because you must tell people why you're moving different. You're still people pleasing. Do you want your goal or not? That is like, sometimes I think about like, if I was the one who mentally created the everything ever, right? And there's nothing beyond me. And I am watching every piece, and there is someone saying that I've given all the gifts to and all the abilities and all the strength to deal with all the tests I may give to prove for them to prove. And I'm not saying that God is a man, because that's not how this works. But if I was to watch and see, here's the test, and I've given you all the materials to do so, and you back down and ask for closure, you bitch ass nigga, and you end up, what do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think's gonna happen to you? I put laws in place for you to follow, and all you had to do was cut and sever all the shit that gave you tethering back to your old timelines. And all you had to do was pass it by severing them. That's all you had to do. That just means you had to send one message, you had to say one thing, you had to follow through with an action, and now you're good to go, and we're gonna give you the abundances. But you then said, I wanna give closure because I wanna make sure everyone understands why I'm doing what I'm doing. Pussy hole, bro. Pussy hole. You can't be sovereign by telling people what you're doing. You can't be sovereign and expect to be this people pleaser at the same time. That's not how this works. It's either you're going to be a sovereign man of law or not. The people that don't become sovereign, the people that not follow the laws, will not become who they want to become. They will play the mask for the rest of the realm. They will continue to play the people-pleasing role. They want to tell everybody what they're doing and why they're doing it because it makes them feel comfortable. So you're probably feeling more comfort by allowing to have people understand why you're doing the things you're doing, because you understand they're going to be emotional. Fuck their emotions. No one's coming to save you, and therefore you don't need to go and save them, because when you're at the top, you can't even save them. The second you try to save them, you're going to go right back from where you just crawled out of. So relax. If you want to be a sovereign man of law, be one. And stop doing this bullshit. All right. I told you I was going to get you out of here on time. Move like law, not emotion. And again, I'm going to keep doubling fucking down on what I'm saying about this emotional shit, bro. You got to get right with it. Like we said before, if you're a masculine man of law, you must learn how to contain. So that also means you must learn how to contain your energy even when the things around you are asking for it. Don't entertain old conversations. Don't entertain things you've already answered. Don't entertain people trying to get the energy out of you to tether you back to your timeline. When timelines expire, release them and your participation in them. Everything that you are participating in is keeping you back from what you say you want. Stop having these emotions towards a timeline that no longer serves you. You are sitting in a fucking timeline with ghosts, people that you don't even relate to, people that don't even understand you but have the perception of you in their brain. So you're trying to give energy to perceptions of you that don't even exist. They never did. Because the only perception that really exists is yours. So move like it. Because the perception of you is what you need to continue to press upon the world. Everyone else has a perception of you, which means they're going to project onto you what they think you are. And if you allow that, then you're going to be stuck in the current timeline. So stop participating as if that's who you are. Because the people at the top that you're going to gain once you get up there have you in their brains probably bigger than you see yourself. And that's where you want to be. You want people that amplify you, not people that try to suppress you. And that's what the lower vibratory fields do. And that's what those old timelines are doing. They're projecting onto you a perception that you no longer are and really you weren't. Because in your head, you already had the end goal in your head, but you had to follow through. You had to pass the test, you had to go through the purge, you had to do all these things. So it's more of an emotional thing. Move with law. Follow the laws of the realm. And we've talked about this before. And we will continue to go down and deeper into what moving like a man of law and how he moves. Because you must learn that. If you're not doing it already, you need to learn that now. You have no time to practice. This isn't time to practice. This is time to hear, understand, execute daily. Period. Your life is going to be boring. You're going to go through a lot of destruction because your timelines need to be destroyed to enter the new one. Get over this emotion. Lawful men don't move with emotion at all, realistically, right? I had to learn it. You're going to learn it. You may have even learned it, but you're falling or slipping because someone tethered you back to the timeline. It's okay, right? You're human. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to go through hardship once you get past that same hardship. Hey, you can jump over a hurdle and still get snagged at the tail end when you're fully over it. It's okay, you're a human, but it's not okay to allow it to continue to happen willingly. That means you're consciously picking an old timeline that no longer serves you. Please do not allow them people to snare you. Don't allow perceptions of you to cloud your vision and keep you in isolation longer than you need to be. That purge time frame, it can be very short or it can be very long. It's up to you. You choose the duration from which you sit in, for how long you sit in there. It's really up to you, bro. So start choosing yourself. And if you're tired of dragging the dead and you're ready to start walking like the man your future needs, download the Unruly Blueprint and join Objective You. And if none of this resonated with you, argue with your mom because she will explain to you your bullshit.
Boy, Mr. Brown.